Greetings, class. This is Professor LaShawn Bold, and I am coming to you from my office in the School of Social Work. I am here to show you how to get around in this particular class, which is Social Work 3301, Theories of Human Behavior for Fall 2018. I just want to give you a little tour around here so you can know what to expect and how to get around a little bit. I want to encourage you to click around. I don't think you can break it. But if you do, we have an IT department. Hopefully that will not be too serious, and you'll be able to get it back in order. But it shouldn't happen. But anyway, what I mean to say is it's something that you can click around in and feel comfortable. I want to show you, first of all, is I would like for you to post your picture in your Blackboard profile. And the way that you do that is you go up to the top and see where your name is. And you will click on that little square, whether it has your picture there or not. And if it doesn't, if it already has your picture, that's great. If it doesn't, it will be a little blank square. And you're going to click there, and it'll come up and look like this. And it'll have settings and privacy, and you click there. There's a couple of reasons why I want you to do this. This is so that we can get to know you as social workers. Social work is a very close-knit, tight community that depends on making referrals to each other, and networking and being able to get to know one another. So please take the time to post your picture there so we can know who we're talking to. It also helps when you have other courses of mine or you need additional information outside of this course. I can understand what's happening if I am able to reference, our information as being able to know who you are with a name with a face. Okay, now when you go back there, it's going to take you back to your original page. And I'm just going to go click back there. And we're back to our announcements page. Be sure and check your announcements at least once or twice a week. And typically what will happen is when I send an announcement, it will be followed up. It'll also duplicate it to your email. So you should be getting a MyMav email and announcements. However, sometimes the announcement information is different because it may have attachments that you can't see in your email. So be sure to check in the announcements so you can get all of the information. Announcements and email are where I will put things like extra credit or any assignment changes as far as due dates or discussions. Also, sometimes students have questions about quiz questions and things like that. And if it's something that will affect the entire class, then I will definitely post it there on announcements. So you want to be familiar with that. I want to click here on the syllabus page so you'll know where that is. And there's where you'll find your syllabus for the fall 2018. And there's an attachment there, so you click there. Okay, we'll go over this in a different video as well, so you can find that on a different video in a little bit. For now, we're going to continue to review the course. So here is a weekly checklist for this course and some additional information about being in an online class, what's expected as far as communication and discussions with others, small suggestions like being helpful to your classmates, having proper writing style and grammar, and those kinds of things are all expected. This is not an online discussion like you might see on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram. This is an online discussion that requires complete sentences and, in some professionalism as well. And then also I've added here that I have a rubric where I expect you to follow this rubric in order to obtain the full amount of credit on the rubrics. It may seem a little bit overwhelming right now, but just be sure that you understand what's expected of you and where the rubric is so that when you get some feedback from me that says, have you seen the rubric, you'll know where to find it. Okay, let's go back to, we're going to go to course materials now. And if you'll notice, I'm using the Blackboard menu that's on the left here. So this has a lot of good information for you there. You can click around and get to know it there. Okay, this has our course textbook, and you must purchase the text for this course. It's not online, and you can't click there to see. We do not have open source materials in this particular course as of yet. So you'll need to purchase the textbook, but if you'll notice, it's a 2015 version, so it should be somewhat reasonable for you to purchase or rent. There's different ways that you know how to do that. Here's again is the weekly checklist for what's expected about looking at the course materials every week, doing discussion boards, how to deal with your quizzes, and those types of things. Here we have, this matches up with your syllabus. So when you look at Module 1 on your syllabus, you should see an area that says Setting the Stage or Introduction. And your Module 1 actually says the first day of class. And this is just getting us started. Our first day of class, if you'll notice your syllabus, actually starts on Wednesday the 22nd. So the bulk of the first week comes in the next space where it says Module 2. So your actual Module 1 is 8:28 to 9:03, and this is where you'll get started with that. So you can read that on your syllabus. On the your syllabus that you will have downloaded, it says the first day of class, and it's got some direction there. So what that means is you can start this class on the first day of class, which is August the 22nd, but nothing will actually technically be due really until September the 3rd. Okay, that gives you some time to get everything going. Read that for detail. Here's some videos and things like that. This is basically what each module will look like, and there's some specific instructions there each week about what is required. So for example, in Module 1, you need to be reading the textbook, Chapter 1, to move along with the course. Be sure you're looking at what chapters are required from the textbook for each week. Sometimes, particularly towards the end, they do not match. They're not in order. So when you get to the end of your syllabus, you'll see that Chapter 14, 7, 6, those kinds of things are in different places. So don't assume you just read it all the way through. Be sure you check with your syllabus to see what you're supposed to be reading that week. Be sure that you are watching the videos and that you're understanding how those videos interact with the course materials and the information on the syllabus. The videos are there to supplement your reading, to provide you with some practical application and examples of the things that you're actually reading in the course text. So it's important to understand those things. From time to time, there may be a quiz question or something like that that is from the videos. Most of the time, the quizzes will come directly from the course text. However, this is not the class where you can just memorize the course text or look through the text and find the answers as you're taking the quiz. I would suggest that you actually read the course text before you attempt the quiz. All the quizzes have 2 opportunities to take the quiz, but it's really best to read the text and then take the quiz. I speak from experience with previous students. Okay, so, and there's usually a discussion board. Discussion boards have prompts generally and ask for specific questions. Read for detail. As one of the things that's very unique in an online class is that we expect you to read for understanding and detail all of the information. So those of you who like to summarize or skim, this is where you really want to get into reading for detail and making sure. What happens if we don't read for detail and make absolutely sure that we understand, then we end up redoing the assignment. You don't want to do that, or we don't make as good a grade. So if you want to make a good grade, read for detail. Let's see. Okay, so for example, the first discussion board says, introduce yourself, where I am from. And this is very interesting. I do a lot of things that are experiential and that require your feedback, so your personal interactions. So we want it to be very professional, but to have a little bit of a personal flair so that you can get to know one another. I do want to caution you about sharing too much information of a personal note with each other, but this is social work and it's about exploring ourselves. Okay, and this particular class really is about humans and basic humanity and the commonalities that we all have as humans. So you'll see a lot of that in this course and a lot of asking you, well, where are you from? And be creative with that in this particular first assignment. But be sure you understand the assignments and be open to giving it some in-depth introspective thought. Okay, so let's go back to course materials. I just want to show you that all of the modules are here, and you click on each module. So let's, for example, module 14, where I know you're going to be all excited to get there. From time to time, you'll have reminders, reminders there. There's some more videos as well. So you'll want to click on those and make sure you understand. And then this discussion board does not show the instructions prior, but you will need to click on it and then create a thread. And from time to time, it will say that. It will say create a thread to see the instructions. And you should be able to understand that. Most of the things that I've designed here are very self-explanatory. So you should be able to navigate fairly well. But this one asks you, to discuss about your spirituality after watching this week's videos. And that's just an example of what a discussion board might look like. Go back to course materials. So you can see that was all the way down to 14. Do not think that you need to try to get to 14 today. That's one other thing I wanted to say too, is you really need to pace yourself in this class. Please be sure that you get yourself a planner or a day timer or something and have a way to say, this week I have this due in this class, and this week I have this due, and really allow yourself the room to learn. It's easy in online to say, well, I'm just going to click through this and I'm going to get done in 1 month because I have these plans for Christmas or whatever, but it's really best if you pace yourself in this class. And if you have any questions about that, you're welcome to email me. So that's where the modules are. I encourage you just to click around, see what's going on in there, get comfortable with it before it gets too involved with things being due. I do encourage you to start this course on time and don't wait a couple of weeks, because you can get behind in the readings. And although things are open, the quizzes are open all semester, the discussion boards are not. And you're going to want to be able to respond to those. And so discussion boards will close at the end of each week, although other things will be open all semester. So you have an area over here to the left, which is grades. I just want to talk briefly about that. If you see an area that has points for your grades, this class is not graded on points. This class has weighted grades, which are outlined in your syllabus. So look at your syllabus before you make assumptions about the grade that you get. And do not rely on a number that says 700 or 600 or 400, but look at Grade Center and actually see what your actual grade is and your average. The average is based on a weighted average, and it will be more precise than any points that you might see there. Okay, I want to go to discussions. A lot of students make the mistake of just jumping to discussions. So I'm just going to not do anything but the discussions. Well, that's not a good idea either, because although the discussions have prompts, many times they require you to go back and do something, either watch the videos or read the course text. Reading the course text in this class is essential to completing the assignments. And I'll talk more about that in the syllabus discussion that I'm going to have. So this is where the discussions are. I would suggest, I'm going to go back to course materials. I'm going to show you something else. I would suggest that you look only in course materials for the discussions. So when you go to course materials, click on the module and your discussions are there. They're lined up with each other, so they match one another, but it's really best to start from here, create your thread, and have your discussion. Don't just jump into the discussions on that side unless you just have to do it that way. Okay. There's a groups section here, and that's for anyone who would like to complete one of the assignments. Allows you to have a choice of doing it in a group or not. And so that group section is there for any students who might want to utilize it for the group experience. And I'll show you that when we do the syllabus, so don't get too far ahead here. Here's also a place where you can send each other emails, and you can send the class emails, you can send me emails. I do everything by email, most everything. I will meet with you in person, and I can meet with you on the phone, but email is the preference. Here's some help for you as far as what's expected online communication, what skills are expected here, and if you need technical support. If you have never had an online class, I would suggest that you do one of these technical skills using the Blackboard help management. Do some exploring before you start the class so you can understand what is involved in the class, and that make sure that you're ready to take on the online experience. It is unique and special, different than being in a face-to-face class. Let's see. I think this is for you. Where you can sign in and find out information for yourself there. And I will reorganize this pretty soon, but I will have the start here area will be up here, and you will know that because I will have done this is the start here navigation area that I'm doing right now. So when you get started, we'll have moved that up to here. Here are the places where you can post a couple of your assignments, and you can click there and you can see the instructions, and there's also a video to watch regarding that assignment. You also have a case study here, and there's some specific instructions there also. The case study here can be done in a group. The diversity ethics paper must be done as an individual. So, okay, that is the course in a nutshell. And I hope that it has helped you better understand what to expect in this course. I'm looking forward to a fantastic semester, as I know you are too. If you have any questions, I can be reached by email. And I am going to complete a syllabus overview for you on video as well. And I hope this has been very helpful. Welcome to the class.